$1 million lottery. Give me my money. No, we have decided that you didn't get it. This other guy got it. But his is a handwritten ticket. His is written in pen and ink on a piece of paper. Well, we accept that as valid, but we don't accept your actual printed ticket out of a lottery machine as valid because we decided we don't like you. You bad. So you don't get the money, but we give it to the other guy. Don't you think you'd be out of your mind, and minimally with anger and with grief and fury? Of course you would. And the analogy is there. So let's not forget that Donald John Trump, President of the United States of America until January 20th, is a man, a human being. And he would have the same emotional feelings. And also the people who voted for him. We're understanding right now the numbers claiming to be 73 million people voted for Donald Trump. And they know about the rallies. They saw the 56,000 in Pennsylvania. They saw the people at all these other rallies. They saw the numbers of states, all the red states that voted for him. Don't you think that they have grief as well? I always had grief every year whenever I voted in my state because I always voted for the Republican candidate and my state is thoroughly Democrat. And I used to always feel that what's the use of casting a vote even though I always cast the vote. Never. I always said if I don't cast the vote, I have no reason to complain. But I have never been on the winning side, and my vote has been erased, suppressed, discarded, no value. All the electoral votes in my state go to the other candidate, not the candidate I voted for. And that has always been a great source of disappointment and dissatisfaction and even disillusionment and not anger really, but just a sense of sadness and what's the purpose, what's the use. That's so many people are going to feel that way. And we have to find a way. And just running around saying, oh, let's all get together, let's all kumbaya, let's all sing around the campfire, let's all cooperate, when it's the other side who for 4 years has refused to cooperate and refused to sing along with us and refused to join hands with us. And people say to me, but we're better than they are. We can give in. We can compromise. We have to get things done. If it means we have to cooperate against our principles, if it means we have to help them get along against our better judgment, it means that we have to make them successful, even though we may believe and may be convinced that they stole the election. I don't agree with that. If we have to have divided government again for 4 years, we have to have divided government again for 4 years. Because just saying now that if those things are your belief system, that the other guy, we're all supposed to go, oh yeah, okay, let's all get along, we'll all be nice. It's not going to work. It just rewards, if you believe that's what happened, it just rewards a criminality, fraudulent behavior, and recalcitrance on the part of the other guy. And you can smother them with love. That's a nice phrase, a nice talk. But this is politics we're talking about. In politics, love and smothering them with love doesn't work. My opinion, doesn't work. Okay, this is getting longer than I intended. Last thoughts on the election, John Roberts. I think that the extension of the voting and the counting of votes after the election day was an egregious, terrible, criminal decision by John Roberts in the Supreme Court to allow the states involved to continue counting, and they're continuing to count today, votes that are coming in well after the election is over. I had to vote in time. I went in person. I had to show my ID. I had to stand in line. I had to fill out the form. I had to sign my name. I had to go into the voting booth. I had to submit the paper to the machine. Then others, just without any proof of identification, without any standing in line, without any personal appearance, just supposedly were able to do their thing. And then we understand that maybe thousands and maybe even tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people didn't even vote, but they had their ballots picked up or used by others, and they are of the same standard and the same validity as mine. Unacceptable. That's why we need voter ID, and that's why we need to have people only with an ID who can vote, whether it's a driver's license or a citizenship card. not a credit card or something like that, but a citizenship card, a voter ID to prove who you are and show up in person. If you can go to the store, if you can go to the casinos, if you can walk down the street, you can vote in person. Okay, that's enough for now. Thank you very much for listening. This is the Frederick Henry Show. I hope you'll share this with others. I hope you'll like it to others. I hope you'll talk about it with others. I wish we could communicate with each other. I don't have that ability. This is just one American citizen in one little place, in one little location, speaking into his telephone through Spreaker and then distributing it through the various means and podcasts. This is not a finished podcast. I don't intend to make any money by this. I'm not making any money by this. But I do have listeners. I think the numbers are great. I'm very happy with my numbers. I'm very happy with my audience. There's a lot of people who are listening. And I want to thank you very much. And if you have the ability, and many of you do, to like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please give it a thumbs up. It doesn't get me any money. It doesn't get me anywhere. It just gives me a reassurance that minimally you're listening to what's being spoken and that you have some form of appreciation for it. And that helps me. And so as a fellow citizen expressing his opinions to other fellow citizens, I ask you for a thumbs up if you like or even if you just listen to this podcast. So I want to thank you very much. This is Frederick Henry, and you've been listening to the Frederick Henry Podcast.